Hey guys, it's Bia here, and if you're clicking on this video, then that means you have watched my last video, or you are doing art, textiles, or graphics or photography GCSE, and you want to know how can I manage my time, because it's so difficult to manage my time if I'm doing this kind of subject that just takes up a whole lot of time, and I want to make sure I also give some time to the other subjects, and I also get a really good grade in those subjects. So I need to know what to do and what is the most effective way to do it. This is a diagram of the timeline we had from last video, and we start here from September all the way to June, so beginning of year 11 until the end of year 11. For artists, for creators, for people who do creative subjects, takes up a lot of your time. Make sure you still focus, you still do this. You still you work extremely hard for these exams. And for these exams, don't take as much, you don't have to do as much. But then, if you need to kill it here again, to get the confidence, and to get all the knowledge that you need. Make sure you have by here, you have all the knowledge that you need for these exams. So pretend these are these. Think, I need to get this right in order to get that right. Okay? Now, what I suggest people that do art do differently is this here. Why? Because at this point, we get our real exam. Other people just focus, if people don't do art or textiles or graphics, this month basically doesn't mean much to them, but to us it means a lot. They're more focused on this. We still have to focus on this, but we need to make sure that from this month until that month, we work extremely hard to get everything done. It's a really short period of time. It will fly. It will literally fly by. So if you want to know what I was talking about in the last video, if you have not watched that, make sure you click the link up there. And if you already have, then just forget about what I just said and listen to what I'm going to say now. This is really important. Okay, this, to me, I cannot stress this enough. This is so important. These are so important, because what happens is you work. If you're me, I worked extremely hard for these. I thought basically, to me, it was these are these exams. This was this to me. I worked so hard for these to get really good grades, and it worked. There were still things I needed to improve on. Of course, I had to improve on something, but it really gave me the confidence to take a slight break from the subjects in these months. Because if you concentrate it here, you don't have to focus on things like history and, geography as much, and sciences, because it's already in your head. Most things are already in your head, so when you get here, it's let me give all my time to the subject I am passionate about, which for me was textiles, okay? So let's just redraw this diagram, and I'm going to show you exactly what I did. Okay, so we have our months. This is your time lapse for, they give you the exam right here. This is a tip. You can actually find it yourself. Day 1, January the 1st of January, the exam comes out. You can get it before everyone else in your class, because anyone can access the exam from day 1. 1st of January, the exam for art, photography, for textiles. By the way, I did AQA, so I think it works the same for other exam boards, but this is what happens. Here, I went to check it, and I was I know what I'm going to choose. Yeah, so you can come in on the first day back, and your teacher's oh, by the way, here's the exam, and you're thinking to yourself, I already know what I'm doing. Maybe you could even like begin the research here, like, and you're still on holidays, because usually we only come back to school on the 3rd, so you have like 3 extra days from everyone else. It might be really useful for you. Day 1. Exam paper. So they give you a set of questions and then you choose your question. Maybe when you're watching this video, you already chosen it, maybe you're already here and you want to know, like, how am I going to turn this around if I'm already here? Well then, you really have to like work extremely hard every single day, but I would rather do it here than do it here. Because what happens is, when you get to like the last few weeks, you're stressing because you're thinking, especially if you're doing textiles, you're thinking, I need to dye fabric, I need to let it dry, or I need to paint something, I need to let it dry, I need to glue everything in my book, but it's all wet, I can't glue it in, I am stressed out, I need to type so many things up and I can't do it. And then you'll have like sleepless nights and then everything is terrible and everything's gonna go down the drain. I do not advise you leave it for last minute. Okay? So, here you get it. And then between here and here, I would advise you do at least 40%. Even if it's just like backgrounds and titles, like, and knowing everything that you're going to do in the whole book. Like, plan everything out. First step is you get your question and you list out the things that you could do, like the things that you could do in the progression of your book or your folder, whatever you use. And you think, this is the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to do the artist research, for example. Second thing I'm going to do like some things that are similar to the artist. These are things you should already know. So, second thing, I'm going to see, let me just like, they call it like copying. You copy, but it's like you can give it your own twist. And then the third part, you analyze, like you think, after you've done like all these artist research and everything you've done, you get to the point where you're like, this is what I like. Yeah? And part 4, you think, final piece. Yeah? And when you get here, you're thinking, I know exactly what I'm going to do for the next however many weeks there is between January and February, from the day you're given the exam and to the day that you have to do your final exam, which is the 10 hours, I think. 10 hours, which is basically in our school we split it in 2 days, and they like give it to you so that you can do your final piece, and then that's it. After that, you're finished with art. You don't even go back into the art room. Like in our school, you didn't even go back to the art room. So between here and here, do 40%. And this includes all the research, all the artist research that you need to do, or theme research or whatever. All of the backgrounds, have all the pictures, images related to it. You can even, and then you start doing like some of the copying goes here, like from January to February. You do it every single day. This is not like the other subjects where you can just revise and that's it. No, this is something you have to complete. This is something that you need to work really hard for. You chose this subject, so, you know, have to live with it now. You get here, so you do all that, and then from this month to this month, you focus on like completing most things. Like what I did was I did things simultaneously so that I could let some things dry. For example, like if I painted something, I can let it dry, and then while this is drying, I'm doing my research, and then when maybe I get bored of the research, I go back to another theme and I do research on the other part of this theme, on another artist. I'm thinking maybe I could start this other thing as well. And everything is working simultaneously, and this is a beautiful, beautiful thing that you're constructing. Get here, so you get here and you're like, and you finish up like all these pages that you have. So all the backgrounds must be finished. All of the research must be finished by here. Here, you finish all the research. You have to start thinking about your final piece here. And you do like what you like. Basically, for each artist you have like this thing, like the reason why you chose this artist, the reason why you like it so much, the reason why it was inspiring. And then you get here and you're solely focusing on what materials do I need for my final piece. Yeah? What am I gonna do? You need to do sketches. You need to think of the ideas. Maybe you can do the backgrounds. So like planning the backgrounds, like this is gonna go here, this is gonna go here, and then you can just do it and you got it all there. And then with all these like sketches, for like you do the sketches and all this, you do that half of this. You do the sketches. Second half, you can relax a bit more. And you're thinking to yourself, everyone else is panicking, but I've got this. I'm finished. I finished early. It's calm. And if you want, you can revise for other subjects, or you can just take a short break and you think, let me just give myself some sanity because I need to like prepare for what's coming next, which is the real exams, which might be really stressful for some people if they're not ready. But if you follow my steps, everything should be fine. And when you get here and you see yourself relaxed and you see everyone else like panicking, you're gonna be really happy. Trust me, you're gonna be so happy if you follow this. So if you don't know already, I have other videos on this book, this really, really important book. I am not gonna go over it right now, but I'll leave a link over there. And if you want to see my textiles folder, my textiles, like the boards I had and everything, I will also leave a link. So like I have a 4-part video with everything that I had, all my coursework, including the exam, including the final piece. Everything is there. It's ready for you to see, for you to enjoy. And yeah, I have everything here. If you have not watched the last video, which is like where this started, make sure you watch that because I'll explain everything that you need to do. But the only difference is that from these months, everyone else might be focusing really hard on studying, but you need to focus on this exam. You need to focus because this is like the last part and you just need to give it the last push and make sure you really get the grade you deserve. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to get notified when I make more videos like this, more helpful videos. And yeah, don't forget to click the bell, which actually helps you get notified literally when I post. So subscribing doesn't have the same effect as it used to have, but the bell has. So if you really want to know every time I make these videos, because I'm going to keep making them, make sure that you subscribe and press the bell. Like the video if you found it useful, share it with your friends, everyone else that does all these creative subjects. Make sure you let them know like what's the secret, how do you do it, how do you do the time management. Time management is key. Everyone struggles with time management and I believe you need to focus on it because it will help you so much. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Bye!